Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Jake here, and our last PSA grading went absolutely great. We got so much value out of it. So today we're going to go over some more of my personal collection and see what kind of Pokemon cards or Magic the Gathering cards that is worth getting graded. And I'll share with you some tips and tricks on how I identify what card could be a potential PSA 10. So very first one right off the top of the stack, I got myself a Charizard that I recently purchased. Really nice looking Charizard, honestly. I got it for 30 bucks, but I'll be honest, this card is not grade worthy. Reason why? Well, it's really damaged. It's heavily damaged. Maybe I'll still get it graded. Oh, maybe I won't. So let's pull it out the sleeve so you guys can see it better. Why is this card not PSA grade worthy? Oh, the front looks great, but if I look in the back, you can just see it's really damaged. Some really solid whitening on the back. The edges is kind of ruined. It's very destroyed along the edges. So the centering on the card is great. The surface looks good. Not too many scratches, but overall the damages on the back really takes it down a notch. PSA really loves a nice non-damaged back. So when you see this much damage, it's like this is like a PSA 3 or 4 at best. Like a 4 is as best as this is gonna get, because we have a PSA 5 right back here. Nice Charizard as an example. PSA 5 is excellent. So this card is actually really nice quality. You can see that there's absolutely no whitening on the back at all, and the front looks really nice as well. So a PSA 5 goes for around $100, $80 to $100. So this one, PSA 3 at best, probably not really worth getting graded. Unfortunate, it's worth exactly $30, so I didn't really lose my money on it. Next card right off the top, we have Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno GX, the stained glass Bird Trio Tag Team God card. That's a mouthful. Came in the Hidden Fates Elite Trainer box. I have a couple of these still in their wrappers, so let's take this one out right now. This is a great card to get graded, and let me explain to you why. So this card on the open market right now goes for $4 mint. You can find a mint copy of this card for $4. But when this card is graded and encapsulated and is a PSA 10, they sell for around $40 to $50. So now that's just amazing value, right? That's one of the reasons why people really like to grade cards and encapsulate them. It looks beautiful. The card is protected. You know exactly that it's legit, and that it looks great on display. You can see in the background I have a couple of cards on display. They look great on a shelf, on a table. Oh, there's just so many ways to display them, and they look professional, you know. If you're gonna have Pokemon cards, might as well have it in a way that doesn't, scream you're a total nerd. But yeah, there you go. The Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno GX card. This is a great card that I'm definitely gonna get graded. I got a $4 card right here. The back is absolutely perfect, as it should be, because this card I just got right out of the wrapper. So this is a great example of a card that is going to be a 9 or a 10. There's no way that it's even going to get an 8. So this is a card that I'm definitely going to get my value back on. Put your card inside of a soft sleeve and then put it into one of these card saver hard sleeve. PSA will only take cards when they are sleeved exactly like this. They will not take cards that are in the regular top loaders. All right, first graded card selected. I might grade a couple more of those just because I really like the Bird Trio. The stained glass art is just absolutely beautiful. So maybe I'll grade a couple more, but then we're on to some Pikachu promos. You guys know I love Pikachu promos. Most of these I purchased directly from vendors in Japan, and they usually come in perfect quality, really. Here's one card that I've always wanted to get graded, is the Firefighter Pikachu. And while this card looks perfect, really, I'm actually probably not going to get this one graded, and the reason for that is that I see a little bit of off centering Like if you see at the very top, there's just a lot of border at the top. And if you look at the bottom, the border on the bottom is very thin. So the centering of the card is just not perfect. It's perfect in every other definition, but the centering is just a little bit off. And that's really all it takes to be a 9. For a card to be a 10, it usually has to be perfect in every way that you can imagine. They'll let a little bit of leeway slide, but if I notice the off-centering, then the person who's officially grading it will as well. So that's why this card I am not going to get graded. On to the next card. All right, we got another Charizard. Team Rocket Charizard from 1996. Right there on the back it says copyright 1996. Really beautiful card. I really like Rocket's Charizard. I know that it's some people's favorite set. This card I don't see any issue with. Honestly, it's a really beautiful card. The centering's not too bad. There's not really any whitening on the edges. I don't think this card's a 10 by any means, and that's okay. For really old cards, like cards from literally 1996, you're probably not going to get a 10. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's just been so long. There's just so many problems with the cards. But the Japanese cards usually do really well. This one I'll probably get a 9 or an 8 on, and that's really all it takes. Especially for Charizard, a 9 and an 8, and this card already way more than pays for itself. I am just going to hold out the sleeve package, slide the card in nice and slow. Don't want to damage it. Once it's pretty well in there, I can just tap it in all the rest of the way. Next up, we got a whole entire set of cards. It's the Yokohama Pikachu Set. So what's so amazing about this set is that these cards actually go for a lot of money. Very expensive set. And I can understand why, because honestly, this is just a really unique set. You just don't see these cards graded very well. Ooh, that's a little dark stain right there, but it looks to be just on the outside. Usually for these cards, I just inspect along the edges, make sure that there aren't any issues. As long as I don't see an issue on the back, then I look at the front. I look for any scratch marks or anything like that. A single scratch mark can really ruin it in the 10 position, but I've already pre-inspected this whole entire set, and honestly, these cards are absolutely gorgeous. So a very likely candidate that this whole entire set would be a 10. If not, that's all right. I will take a 9 for now. So love this set. Gonna send these off to get graded as well. All right, nice and sleeved up and ready for grading. You do not want to grade every single card. I usually try to grade specifically cards that I think will gain value because they are graded. Not every card needs to get graded. So for example, the Pokemon Munch cards, you guys know how much I love these cards, and one of the reasons why I love them so much is because these cards really go up in value once they're graded. For example, this ungraded Pikachu Pokemon Munch card screen artwork is going for around $40 ungraded, and this is a great Pikachu screen. I don't see any issue with it at all. So this is a great example of a card that could be PSA 10. And for me, grading, I just usually count this as $10. Realistically, shipping, handling, and all that combined, the cost of grading a card for me is $10. So I bought this card for $40, getting it graded cost $10. So my total cost for this card is $50. But a PSA 10 Screen Pikachu currently goes for around $100. So I will double my money in terms of value if I get this card graded and it comes back as a 10. So this is a great example of a card that I really want to get graded. 3, 2, 1, mark. All right, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed that peek into how I sort through cards for grading. To recap, a card's grade is really decided based on its centering. If there is any damages on the surface, damages along the edges, or whitening along the back. I also consider it if it's really worth it to even get the card graded. Sometimes the answer is no, and you can always purchase the card already pre-graded if that's way worth less the hassle. So that's all for now. See you guys around, and thank you so much for watching.